Here we are. This is beginning of the second week of the great coronavirus shutdown. I'm Alpha. Just give me a minute or two, or maybe five. Talk about this whole China thing. See, there's people who are upset you're calling it a China virus, but I mean, okay. All I know is that's where it came from. All right, and there are things that didn't come from China that we refer to as Chinese, like the checkers, the syndrome. I've got some plates upstairs. We call them China. Are we not allowed to do that anymore? I don't know. See, the whole thing's very confusing because, like my friend Mark Mayfield says, people who are making decisions about this coronavirus thing are the same people who can't decide whether or not coffee's good for you. Well, you're not taking my coffee, pal. And there are people in the news who are doing rather odd things. You may have heard about Andrew Gilliam, who was a former mayor of Tallahassee, Florida, who came this close to being the governor of Florida. He was found recently naked, face down, on the floor, passed out, in a hotel room in Miami with a male escort and another guy who was overdosed on meth. I mean, there were no arrests made. I mean, surely there was a perfectly innocent explanation for that, and I'm sure he's still trying to explain that to his wife about right now. Honestly, honey, we were just going in for a little Bible study, and somehow my clothes just fell off, and had some communion wine, and they must have put something in it. Otherwise, perfectly honest. Harvey Weinstein in the news. He has been removed. He'd been moved from Rikers Island to another state prison in New York. And there are reports that he's tested positive for coronavirus, which I'm sure is a big relief to him because now he won't have to suicide himself. I'm not sure he knows how to tie a noose from a bed sheet anyway. I'm not sure Epstein did either, but that's a different story. And there are people who are drinking things that they think will help cure this coronavirus. People who are actually drinking Clorox. Folks, when they recommend bleach, I mean, that's to be diluted with water. Nothing else. You don't put any alcohol in it. You certainly don't put any ammonia in it or anything else. It's just diluted with water, spray it on hard surfaces, and it'll kill the viruses and bacteria and other things. But drinking it is not going to save your life. In fact, if you actually drink Clorox thinking it will keep you from dying of the coronavirus, and then you die from drinking the Clorox, I mean, I don't mean to be insensitive here, which means I'm about to be probably a little insensitive, because that's what that means. When somebody says, I don't mean to be rude, but it means about to be rude. Or, I don't mean to offend you, but, well, they're about to say something to offend you. I don't mean to be insensitive here, but if you drink Clorox thinking it will keep you from dying of the coronavirus, and then you die of drinking the Clorox, it was just a matter of time. That's all I'm saying. There are some Hindus, and here again, I don't mean to make fun of anybody's religion, but there are a group of Hindus who think if they drink cow urine, it will keep them from getting the coronavirus. But even the cows have to be going, what are you, nuts? And in Kentucky, this couple created a scene because their local grocery store would not let them buy 23 cases of Mountain Dew. Okay. 23 cases, that comes out to 552 bottles or cans of Mountain Dew. Suddenly puts the cow urine thing into perspective, doesn't it? And some things you see on the internet you don't have to believe, okay? Just because you see a story or a meme or something that happens to agree with your worldview, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, okay? Use some intellectual curiosity. Check it out to make sure, okay? There's one story that doctors are having to refute online. Doctors are having to come online and say, look, if you've got hemorrhoids, there are lots of different remedies and cures, some even home remedies, but shoving a potato up your butt is not one of them, okay? Yeah, doctors actually had to go online and say, hey, don't do that. It's not a cure for hemorrhoids, all right? I can just see my old comedy friend James Gregory going, you know what that means? Sometime in the past, some nut said to his wife, honey, we're out of preparation H. You got any russets in the pantry? So I can envision one of two things happening here. Either there was a bunch of guys sitting around drinking one night, and one said, you know, I bet I can post something on the internet that'll make people shove potatoes up their bottom. Or a guy actually got caught shoving a potato up his bottom for his own amusement, and he had to come up with an excuse very quickly. No, it's for the hemorrhoids, the starch. Really, They even outline the steps you take if you're prone to hemorrhoids. First of all, number one, you take a potato. Number two, you peel the potato, because potatoes have eyes, and if they see where you're about to shove them, they might put up a fight. Number three, you cut the potato into French fry type slices. Now, whether you want shoestring fries or steak fries, that's a matter of your personal preference. Now, if you want crinkle cut, you're probably just a little kinky. Then you take the French fries and put them in a baggie and put them in the freezer. You freeze them. Then when you feel the hemorrhoids flare up, you remove the baggie of frozen potatoes, you remove one French fry, and you insert it into the hemorrhoidally affected area and leave for 30 seconds. Okay, those are the 8 things. I think that if you can be convinced to shove a potato up there, that you probably need a couple of extra steps explained to you. Number 9, remove the potato. Okay, at some point, if you can still reach it, it's time to take it out. And number 10, throw the potato away. Okay? You don't want to stick it back in the baggie and put it back in the freezer to find again, and you go, which one was it? Never mind. Because you might forget that you used these potatoes for that, or somebody else in the house might not know, and then they'll be going, this French fry tastes funny. In which case, maybe a good shot of Clorox might not be a bad idea after all. Well, that's it. Next time we'll have some more fun. We'll see you then.